Friday Night Fights. Advice time.
Straight 1-2. You need a knockout to win the fight. Listen to me. Give it to me.
10th round, and Brian Minto listened to his corner. Dude's not getting up.
I'm Coach Tom Yankello. Don't forget to subscribe to my world-class boxing channel. Next in our series of vital targets, we're going to be covering the chin. And we have some great examples on some knockout punches to the chin. First up on our examples is Roy Jones Jr., fighter of the decade of the 90s, against Reggie Johnson in one of the light heavyweight unification matches. Reggie was in a southpaw stance. Roy was right in front of him, and Reggie leans with the jab at Roy, and Roy throws the hook. When he throws the hook, he actually even picks the foot up, just like throwing a baseball, like we talk about. All these sports are intertwined. He throws, when Reggie leans, Roy throws the hook, and he comes right back with the right hand. So when Reggie leans with the jab, Roy comes here, boom, boom. So he goes, whap, whap. So he's stepping, and he's throwing. When he throws that hook, he actually picks the foot off the ground, and then he comes back with the right hand. It was grease lightning.
You see Roy gets a chance to spread his feet. Boom. Straight right hand right on the button. And it bent his knees. You don't allow him to spread his legs. Once again, he's got it.
All right, next up on our examples is Alexis Arguello when he fought Kevin Rooney. We all know Kevin Rooney, who trained Mike Tyson in the peekaboo style. In that fight, it worked against him. Like I said, that style is a very unique style. We went over that in a lot of other in a few other videos that we went over the Tyson style. Kevin Rooney is squared up in that style, and he's got both hands in the peekaboo style. And Alexis Arguello, he feints like he's going to go to the body. He feints like he's going to go to the body, and then he comes up and he throws the jab and blinds Kevin Rooney. And he comes right down the middle with that right hand. Rooney kind of was getting ready to throw a jab, and the left hand come down a little bit, and Alexis Arguello went right down the middle. Whether Rooney would have threw the jab or not, Alexis Arguello was coming right down the middle. And like I said, Rooney has that peekaboo style where he is squared up in that style, and he has his hands here on the side of his chin. And Alexis Arguello came right down the middle. He knocked him with that right hand, and he knocked him out. Cold, pretty much. That fight was over.
Rooney, right after he threw his jab, he covered pretty well with the left hand, but he dropped at that time, and I just wasn't good precision when I hit him with the right hand.
We've got Kevin here, and I know he doesn't like to see this knockdown again, but I would like to ask him, Kevin, first of all, we're glad that you're on your feet and you feel all right.
Then we have our next example is Thomas Hearns when he fought James Schuler, a very similar punch. Thomas Hearns knew how to use his reach. James Schuler's in his boxing stance, and Thomas Hearns knows how to use that jab, and he just blinded him with the left jab. It's the punch you don't see, the one that knocks you out. And he used to know how to hide that right hand tremendously. So he throws that jab out there, and Schuler does not see the right hand being released. Tommy Hearns had that right hand right here, and he threw the jab, and he releases that right hand, and he catches him right on the button and knocks him out. Great example. Two great examples there of straight right hands right on the button.
Tim, right on the button. Watch where this right hand lands. Right on the button. That says lights out, Ryan.
Our next example is Juan Marquez when he fought Manny Pacquiao. The fourth time. What a knockout that was. Marquez knocks out Pacquiao with a straight right hand to the chin. Pacquiao came in our example with that one. Pacquiao's in a southpaw stance. Marquez is right here, foot to foot, right-hander against left-hander. And Pacquiao starts to step, and Marquez, he pivots. He drops his foot back and a little bit to his left, and their feet almost get tied up, and Pacquiao's coming to throw that jab, and he throws that right. He makes him run right into it. I mean, it's a collision shot. Pacquiao's jabbing. Marquez takes that angle over here so he can bypass Pacquiao's jab, Manny Pacquiao's jab, and he throws the right hand right down the middle, and Pacquiao was coming full steam, and he dropped back and over an angle, and he made him run right into that punch. And that was one of the greatest knockouts you'll see, too. I mean, what a knockout that was.
We've seen in the sport since Sergio Martinez knocked out Paul Williams on November 20, 2010 in Atlantic City with a very similar...
Our next example is Mike Tyson against Mark Young. When Mike Tyson was coming up before he won the title, he was about 14-0. And if you watch some of our previous videos when I went over the Mike Tyson style, this was an example of how he used to shift and how he used to switch from orthodox stance to right-handed stance and how he used to shift his feet. He used it in this knockout. He shifted his feet. It was a beautiful knockout to the chin. He threw an uppercut 45. It was between a hook and an uppercut. He threw like a 45. And the way he did that is he was in his right-handed stance. He was in a stance where he can switch. Like I said, he's not as pointed as a lot of the other traditional boxers. But what he did is he was in his stance and he threw a jab. When he threw the jab, Mark Young anticipated a right hand and he bobbed underneath. And when Mike Tyson seen him bob underneath like that, what he did, you watch the feet now, what he does is he takes his body this way and he switches. Now he is in a southpaw stance and he throws the 45 right here and he catches Mark Young right on the chin and knocks him out. So we'll go over that one again. He throws the jab. Mark Young starts to bob. Now he's in a right-handed stance. Young starts to bob here. When he bobs here, Tyson dips this way, and then he shifts his feet, and he throws a right hook, right uppercut from a southpaw stance. He's in the southpaw stance now. He's leading with that right hand. Tremendous shift, tremendous switch, tremendous knockout.
Strong body blows, but he hit him with a quick left right there. It snapped the head back, and a lot of times you catch a guy on the right side of the chin.
Our next example is one of the best left hooks you will ever see off of a jab. When Donald Curry knocked out Milton McCrory. Milton McCrory throws his left jab, and Donald Curry slips on the inside of his jab. Milton McCrory has his hands up, but when Donald Curry, he dips. In this example, McCrory's here, and McCrory jabs, and Donald Curry dips. When Donald Curry dips, when he jabbed, he had his hand up. But consciously, when he sees Donald Curry dip this way, he kind of just looked and brought his hand down while he looked because he thought Curry might be going to his body, and Curry comes and catches him. The split second he drops his hand is the split second that Donald Curry lands that left hook right on he slips right on the inside of the jab and lands that left hook. One of the best left hooks you ever see. It was so pretty.
Left hook thrown by Donald Curry. There, he stepped in with the left hook. Picture perfect, right on the chin. You won't see a better left hook thrown by anyone.
Our next example was the opposite. It was Julian Jackson versus Terry Norris. And it was Terry Norris was up against the ropes, and he has his hand high. And it's one of what we will go over in some other videos, and we will do on our online instructionals. Hand placement. A lot of people think the hands are up here. Well, it hinders your offense and it hinders your defense. Hinders both, and we'll explain that in detail. But what happens is Terry Norris, he's got his hand up here and he's got it right up on his eye like this, and Julian Jackson starts to step to him, and Julian Jackson starts to dip. When he starts to dip like this, Terry Norris goes to find out where he's at. Split seconds. These things happen in split seconds. So when Julian Jackson's walking to him, he starts to go, just crouch down like this, and the second that he's crouching, he's throwing the right hand. Norris goes to look for it. At the same time he goes to look for it, the split second he goes to look for it, Julian Jackson's coming right over there, and he catches him right on the button. So he had his hand up, and then he drops to look and find out where the guy's at, because he couldn't see, so he goes to look because he felt the guy dipping down low, and then Julian Jackson comes over the top with the right hand. And that's just a few examples on how to score that KO to the chin.